Hey guys, it's Resurrector here. So, I was umming and ahhing over what to put in the first video log, and I decided instead of giving a specific introduction to what I'm working on now, I would give you a look at the demo that I've already built to test out the stealth mechanics, and give you a little talk about my intentions for it. So as you can see, this is a tutorial area, which has some prompts telling you what to do. On screen you can see heads up display, you have a pointer showing you where you're looking at, there's different text boxes which come up around that, telling you some of the actions you can do, and down at the bottom you have your camouflage percentage and how far away you can be heard from. Your score will have meaning a little bit later. So, as you can see, it's a medieval fantasy stealth game, as it is currently, but it's working on being an RPG. And the players making their way through a sort of guarded underground location from the look of things. You can see there's prompts and it's telling you what to do. The pickup coming up here, the highlighting on it has stopped working for a reason I cannot fathom. Here you'll see you can not just avoid the guards, you can use objects to distract them, but this guy doesn't seem too interested in that. However, if you throw another one, maybe you will be, or possibly be a little more suspicious. Part of the reason for this is that the guards have differing personalities, in addition to differing sensibilities. So they'll have different arcs of sight and hearing ranges, which I've toned down for this demo quite considerably because I didn't want it to be too punishing. And that will hopefully be tied to physical attributes such as whether they're wearing a helmet or not. But additionally they will have personalities, so some may be cowards, so if they hear a glass breaking they'll go and investigate it, but if they hear a heavily armoured guy walking around they'll run in the other direction. Some are dumb, so they'll go to the object, and if there's no one there they'll just go back to their duty. Some are very diligent, so they'll go if it looks suspicious, if it seems suspicious. So for instance, if they heard a noise which sounded like footsteps or something smashed, they would then run a search to see potential hiding spaces that somebody could use, and then go and investigate them. One of the things that I'd like to be able to do with this system is give them enough intelligence so that you can bluff them. In other words, you can use their intelligence against them. You know they're going to investigate things in a particular way, so you learn how to go one step beyond. This is partly because I think that stealth gaming AI has stayed pretty much in the hide and seek territory, kind of the chess territory, and I'd like to make it a little more like Go or backgammon. I think that would add something to the gameplay. What I've done in the demo to compensate for this is I've made the enemies quite slow, though they are quite deadly. They'll kill you in 1 or 2 hits. Now, here's the main gameplay space. The previous bit you saw was mostly just an introduction, and the guards followed particular patrol routes, so it was very chess-like, very like a puzzle. Once you know where the guards will go, they'll go there. However, in this section, there are a number of patrol points, but the guard randomly decides which one he'll go to, so there's never a definite sense that you know where the guard is going, but if you watch them you'll have an idea of where they like going. I wanted to have this so that you never had the security of knowing what was going to happen next. You would have a good idea, but there would always be some uncertainty, there would always be a chance things could change, and the only way to gain more control would be to leave some trace by throwing an object to distract them, or throwing a smoke bomb down, that kind of thing. Here you see one of the ways into the compound. I've gone to length to try and give multiple routes, so there's one over, there's a secret one, there's another one which uses a crawl space from a wall that's just being built, and then there's of course the front door. And from here you could drop down and go in that way, or here you can jump over onto this balcony and go straight into this house. Now you'll see a frame rate hit here. That's because these environments aren't optimized. I just wanted to prototype the gameplay and give a sort of enough of a sense of theme that the environment would tell you what it was you needed to do. So the darkness makes the enemies seem more threatening, fire makes them seem immediate, and you understand the principle of light and dark intuitively through that. But I didn't want to spend a lot of time working on them, as it would have been a waste of time at this point, especially as it's a tutorial level. So here we see the guard who was coming towards me. I'm looking to see if he's in the room I was in. At this point I assume that he may have heard something and he's gone to try and detect me, which is why I'm kind of shocked when he's actually down here. See me stopping, wondering what I'm going to do. So that's the kind of sensation I like. So even I, as a creator, I'm constantly being surprised by what the guards are going to do. Well, constant is a big word, but it's unpredictable. Here we see a little secret entrance. This is another. I wanted to make sure there was a lot of vertical gameplay, both in climbing and finding secret areas which go above and below. So at all times using the stealth, you'll be using your wits and ability to be athletic to avoid the guards, because I wanted to give a sense, especially in some locations, this one particularly, that the guards are defending it well, that if you were just a normal bystander, you'd get caught. There was no way you could sneak in, but somebody who's got athletic capabilities and is willing to take control of the situation, you can sneak through. I think that's part of the fantasy of being, a stealthy individual. So here we are at the bottom of the tavern. So we've got a few floors, you can go up and down. Now, as you gain points from the chests, the guards' patrol routes change. So the ones in the building, which had the chest in that you just got the point from, will move out into the outer area. So to begin with, the buildings are heavily guarded, and that's where most of the chests are. But the outer area is lightly guarded, so you sort of have impunity to walk around, get a lay of the land if you want to. But actually completing the mission requires you to have your wits about you. But as you're getting closer to finishing the mission, then the whole area becomes more dangerous. So I think this is a way of ramping up the difficulty without really having to do much, which I quite like. It sort of gives a natural feeling of like where the objectives are tougher. Here you see a little bit of a glitch. Unfortunately, because of the way I was doing the parkour system in this build, there'll be some objects which would trigger the wrong climb. Subsequently that's been fixed, and I'm working on making it even more flexible. As I was saying, here we're getting to the outside, and as you see, there aren't really many guards here. Like, there's one that you can see there, there's another one on the far side, but there's lots of objects in the way, so you're quite free to move around here. As the mission goes on, you'll find that by the end of it, there's 5 guards here, and even with there not being many, he spotted me, and he's going to investigate. The idea in the final game will be that your character has far better night vision than the guards, which kind of explains why things are so bright that you surely would be spotted, but you're not. Yeah, I could go on all day, but that seems about it. I'll be getting some more videos up in the next week. Hopefully one every 2 or 3 days. it can take a little while to formulate what I'm going to say. And thanks for watching. Subscribe if you're interested, and I hope to have more soon. Thanks a lot.